If that's not worth hitting the like button, I don't know what is. Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're looking at one of the most iconic submachine guns ever made, the MP5K. Be sure to stick around because we're giving this MP5K a modern makeover, and you may not recognize this firearm by the end of this video. First, for anyone that doesn't know what this firearm is, let me give you a bit of history and a quick summary of what you're looking at. The MP5K was introduced by Heckler & Co. H&K in 1976 as a more compact and concealable version of the legendary MP5. The K in MP5K actually stands for Kurz. That's German for short, and that's exactly what this gun was designed to be. Short, fast, and easy to maneuver in close quarter situations. The model I have here is manufactured by MKE out of Turkey. MKE builds MP5s on factory H&K tooling, so what you get is a firearm that was built on the same machines as if it would have come straight from the H&K factory in Germany. MKE imports its MP5s into the US through Century Arms, and the Century Arms MKE model of this gun is actually the AP5-P. The MP5K has always been one of my favorite models of MP5, right under the MP5 SD. With its 5.8 inch barrel, the MP5K was purpose built for bodyguards, special forces, or anyone needing serious firepower in a tight space. Chambered in 9mm and using the proven roller delayed blowback system, the MP5K maintains the same reliability and smooth shooting characteristics that the MP5 family is known for, just in a much smaller package. Compact, reliable, and built for close quarters domination, that's the MP5K, and in this video we're going to take every step to increase that capability with modern accessories. So make sure you stick around. You're not going to want to miss this transformation. Alright guys, we're out on the range with the MP5K. This is an awesome little package, and that super safety makes it over the top cool. If any YouTube moderators are watching, this is not a fully automatic firearm. It is equipped with the super safety. It only fires 1 round per pull of the trigger. I am pulling the trigger with each round fired. It's just really fast. Alright, let's throw our suppressor on. We're still shooting 115 grain supersonic ammo. We'll start out in semi-automatic this time. That suppressor definitely speeds that cyclet rate up a lot. Alright, now let's try some 147 grain subsonic. What an awesome setup. Super soft shooter with that roller delayed action in the MP5. Really controllable, even though it's got an insane cyclic rate. Alright, we'll put our first round off into the dirt so we can hear the can. Very, very quiet. The RS9 never disappoints. Alright, do some more semi-automatic shooting. Now, if you stuck around this long in the video and you're interested in the parts that went into this build, I'll go over those real quick. We'll start from the front, make our way back. The mlok rail I've installed here is from UTG. This is their UTG Pro MP5K mlok rail. Now, I've never been a huge fan of UTG parts, but this rail is really nice quality. The fit and finish on it is top notch. It definitely gives that MP5K a more modern touch, a more modern look and functionality. Now, this little stubby vertical grip I'm running is from A3 Tactical. It has this built-in hand stop. It is mlok compatible. Really well made vertical grip, and it looks like it was made just for this build. For the weapon light, I'm running a Surefire M340 Pro. This is their Pro Scout light. It comes with this integrated mlok mount, or you can switch it over to a Picatinny type mount. The mount comes with the light, and it allows you to adjust the position of your light. One problem you might run into on a small compact build like this is finding room for accessories. Now, I needed a good place to put my tape switch. I usually like to put it up here somewhere around my thumb, but with the charging handle located there, that wasn't really possible. So I've mounted my tape switch here on the A3 Tactical vertical grip, wrapped it with goon tape, got a couple Ranger bands around it, and it works out nice. I'm able to use my fingers here on the other side of the grip to activate the light, and it allows me to maintain my original comfortable grip. I don't have to alter my grip at all to activate the light. One problem you will run into with a setup like this is negligent discharges of your weapon light. If you're in a situation where that might be a problem, I would suggest getting a light cap or something to cover up that light when you're not needing it. Coming on back to my optic, I'm running a Holosun SCRS, another part that almost looks like it was made just for this weapon. I think it looks really nice on this gun. It's a nice compact red dot sight without sacrificing any diameter here on your objective lens. It appears to be the same diameter as their normal 403, 503 sights. It is solar powered, really cool red dot optic. I really like it a lot. At this point, I've got nothing negative to say about this red dot. Coming on down to the lower, you'll see I'm running the Lee Sporting LS5 lower. This is their push pin lower, specifically for the MP5K. I'm a huge fan of the Lee Sporting lower. I did do a full video on the Lee Sporting lower with my full-size MP5K. Pretty much everything in that video applies to this lower. So if you're interested in learning more about this, I'll put a card up on the screen with a link to that video. But if you want to see how to install the parts into this lower, you'll have to head over to my Rumble channel, as that's definitely not something I'm able to show on YouTube. Now, you probably noticed I didn't show the lower receiver installation in the parts installation section of this video. Like I said, YouTube's real iffy with their rules. I didn't want to take a chance on showing anything that they may not like. So again, I'll refer you to that Rumble video if you're interested in any of the installation process that comes with the Lee Sporting lower. Now I can go over the parts that went into this lower. To start with, I put a Geissele SSA-E trigger into this lower that was cut for super safety use. And this pre-cut Geissele SSA trigger is amazing. It feels really nice. I'm sure a lot of y'all are aware of the SSA trigger. It's a fantastic trigger. And being able to get a trigger like this on an MP5 is just outstanding. Reset. Really nice trigger. I love the Geissele SSA-E. I have it in several of my other builds. I was really happy to see that I could get one pre-cut that would work with a super safety. The Lee Sporting lower allows you to run an AR-15 type grip. And I noticed on Lee Sporting's website they had these unique looking grips. So I dug in, found out what they were. This grip's from Driven Arms. It's a company I haven't heard of until I saw them on Lee Sporting's website. I really did like the look of this grip. It's definitely got a really good feel in the hand, and it does have a removable floor plate here so you can use the grip for storage. Next accessory I put on the gun also came from Lee Sporting, and that's this mag release. As you can see, it allows you to use your trigger finger to release the magazine. You also have a ledge here on the other side, so you can still use the thumb. It adds just a little more functionality to the dated MP5 design. Alright, finally at the rear of the firearm, I'm running the B&T collapsible stock. Now this is definitely a love-hate relationship. I absolutely love the way it looks on the gun. That's about the only thing I like about this stock. One major turnoff to this stock is the price. Believe it or not, this stock costs around $600. How they get to that price, I'll never know. There's not really much to the stock. On top of the price tag, these stocks can be pretty hard to find in stock. The stock is well made with what seems to be quality parts. My next gripe on the stock is the length of pull. I don't understand why they've got these other notches. This stock's completely unusable in any other position except for the fully extended position. So I think it would be better served by not having these extra notches in the stock, as this is where your cheek rests and you get these notches that dig into your cheek and makes the stock even more uncomfortable than what it already is. Taking a look at it, I'm sure you could tell it's a very uncomfortable stock. You don't have a lot on the back of the stock here, so it's fairly uncomfortable just mounting the stock to your shoulder. All around, it's an uncomfortable stock, but it does look really nice on this gun, and it does keep the gun very compact. It is quick and easy to deploy. You just pull it straight out, and then to collapse it, let gravity do the work. You got a button here on the bottom. And that's about all I've got to say about this B&T collapsible stock. One part I didn't mention that I did change out is the rear sight drum. This gun comes from the factory with a notched rear sight drum. I switched it over to the peep sight rear sight drum. Not something that's really required, but this gun is an SBR. The notched sight is more for pistol style shooting. Alright guys, that's my MP5K. Upgraded and modernized. I know there's going to be a lot of MP5 purists out there that are absolutely going to cringe at this build, but let me remind you, this is an MP5K clone from Century Arms, built by MKE over in Turkey. I can't say that I don't love the way this gun turned out. I think it's much more capable than it was in its stock configuration. Either way guys, please let me know down in the comments what you think. I really like hearing from you guys, talking to you guys down in the comments. On top of that, it helps the algorithm, lets YouTube know that you find the video interesting. With that, if you take a minute to hit the like button, I'd really appreciate that as well. I always appreciate you guys watching. Stay safe, stay dangerous, and be sure to catch me on the next one.